Hello, Leos, and welcome to your August 2026 monthly horoscope. My name is Justyna. Welcome to my channel. And here, today we are going to explore the energy of August. This horoscope is most accurate for your ascendant sign, also called the rising sign. However, you can also watch for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and to gain a wider perspective upon your life. All right, so we start with Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer, entered Taurus on the 19th of June, where it will stay until the 18th of September. On the 3rd of August, it turns retrograde. So the retrograde starts in Taurus, it ends in Aries. However, next year, Chiron will move into Taurus more permanently. So here, this is happening in your area of your career, your public life, public visibility, worldly achievements as well. If your natal Chiron is in Taurus, then this is also the start of your Chiron return, a major healing phase in life that lasts around 3 years. All right, so here we've got Chiron. So Chiron will station retrograde at 0 degrees of Taurus, and this retrograde is around your area of career, which will make you, this energy will make you reflect on your career path, career achievements, depending on your age, depending on your life situation. Generally, Chiron retrograde could bring up to the surface any wounds around your sense of achievement, recognition, situations when you felt overlooked, for example, when you didn't feel valued for your work. This energy could also make you remember situations when you were generally chasing external validation instead of maybe following a path, a career path, reaching goals that align better with what fulfills you, not something that's purely ego-driven. It's past disappointments. So generally, I know it can sound quite miserable, but this is a very empowering transit, because once you can face these unhealed wounds, emotions that are stuck in your subconscious, maybe blocking your visibility, blocking your potential as well, holding you back from reaching your goals, reaching your objectives, this is a major healing phase for you, Leos. A healing phase that can help you to move forward with your life, with your goals, with your career objectives as well. So by facing these energies, these emotions, these wounds, you give yourself permission to heal them, to release them. This is a very short-lasting influence this time around, and much more permanent from next year. This year, this is just a preview. Now, on August the 11th, and just going back to Taurus and Chiron, of course, Chiron in Taurus will square your Leo ascendant, and it will especially, with those squares, especially push us to the ground, not literally, metaphorically speaking, but this is also a chance for you to heal the wound of visibility, the wound of confidence. It's a very important healing phase that can really lead to something remarkable. Now, on the 11th of August, Mars, the planet of action, drive, motivation, courage, enters the sign of Cancer, water cardinal energy. That's your 12th house. Mars in the 12th house. So here, whatever happens in the 12th house, whatever transits occur in the 12th house, they are usually internalized. They are experienced internally in a private way. The 12th house Mars tends to repress anger. That's why I always recommend a physical activity, so that you can gradually and regularly release any tension, any stress, so that you can regulate your nervous system smoothly, effectively, consistently. If you accumulate too much anger and you don't release it, then you might explode at some point. So definitely keep this in mind. Now, at the same time, this is the kind of energy that could also lead to insomnia every now and then. So your dreams could be more vivid, and you might even be more interested in spirituality or You might feel like you need to connect to nature or perhaps learn more about yourself. You might be more aware of anything that blocks you, of any fears, of any doubts. But at the same time, it's an amazing energy for any intuitive work. Your intuition usually is much heightened. Now, Mars in 12th house is a very good transit for working independently from the privacy of your home, from behind the scenes, and at the same time, it's a really good time for completing any unfinished projects, businesses as well. It's a good time for healing work, combined with the Chiron transit retrograde in your 10th house as well. You can make an amazing progress here, but not necessarily out in the open. It's more of a behind the scenes energy, working independently, this sort of dynamic overall. All right, so then on the 12th of August, we've got a solar eclipse in your first house, in your sign, an amazingly important eclipse. Now, the South Node at this point is transiting your first house. So you are in this reinvention of oneself cycle, which lasts around 18 months to 2 years. And there are eclipses that will activate. If I can remember well, I think there were about 2 eclipses in Leo and 4 in Aquarius. I know there is more in Aquarius than in the first house of Leo, but overall there is something big coming up for you, some new beginning connected to your personal direction, to your own story, to your life direction, to your goals, to your objective ambitions as well. But at the same time, we've got the South Node here, which really, really pushes you to let go of any blockages, limiting thoughts, beliefs, anything that holds you back and is not beneficial for you overall. So very often with the South Node eclipse, solar eclipse, something is eclipsed out of our life, something that doesn't align, doesn't fulfill us, something that maybe we hold on to too tight. You're a fixed sign, so sometimes it's difficult to let go of certain things with fixed energy in our birth chart being prominent, but at this point it might be necessary. So don't be afraid to let go of what doesn't fulfill you, of what holds you back. So this is generally a solar eclipse connected to major new beginnings, connected to the self, to your personal image, to your life direction overall. And it could be like a brand new beginning of your life story. So an amazing, amazing eclipse for you to reinvent yourself, to become, I would say, more visible, but it contradicts with what I said about the Mars in the 12th house transit, which at this point would have just started. Bear in mind that this eclipse will be activated, yet again activated, around the end of August, beginning of September, because we need to look at the nodes. Check when the nodes cross the energy, the degree of the eclipse. So this degree hasn't been crossed yet. The degree of this eclipse hasn't been crossed yet. And so that means the eclipse won't be yet fully activated when it happens. Of course it will be, but the node will yet again activate it really, really deeply. So September is also a very important month in connection to this eclipse. August and September. But overall, don't be afraid to try something different, try something new with the solar eclipse in the first house. All right, so on the 23rd, we start Virgo season. Virgo season is about productivity, self-improvement, becoming more organized with certain aspects of life that are connected to the area of life activated by the Sun. Virgo, this is your second house. So this is a good time for budgeting, financial planning, getting organized with your finances. This is all about financial security, stability as well. Maybe this could be about some purchases you might be making. This could be very much the case. Now, the second house, this is also the house of self-worth, our skills, our talents. Very often the Sun here highlights or makes us more aware what we are good at. Makes us more aware of our capabilities, potentials as well. It gives us more confidence in this regard as well. So overall, during Virgo season, you might find yourself spending more time thinking about your security, financial, material security, having conversations about money. Maybe for some, this could be about thinking about a side hustle, perhaps some new ways to generate more income, to save more, to perhaps be wise, to become wiser with your spendings, for example, as well. Now, on the 27th, we've got a Cazimi, Mercury Cazimi, the Sun and Mercury conjoin at 4 degrees of Virgo in your second house. So this is a day to really pay attention to any thoughts, ideas, realizations, opportunities that are about money, about your income situation, about any financial goals, financial ideas. This is a really interesting opportunity for you. Even if it's not something that could be useful on the day, it might still be something that perhaps could be helpful in the near future. So definitely take notes, and see what comes up, what shows up here. It could be something that could help you to build more like long-term security, for example. Something about also investing in yourself, self-growth, self-development, for example. Now, on the 28th, on the other hand, we've got a very important event, another eclipse of the month. It's a lunar eclipse this time around, so you are familiar with this energy at this point. And this is because this is a continuation of a cycle that started in September 2024. We've got 2 more eclipses in this cycle, one in Pisces, one in Virgo in early 2027. So think about how much has changed in your financial life since September 2024. How much has changed in your financial life since then? Because the eclipses and the nodes that have been traveling and activating these areas of your life have brought major shifts, realizations, opportunities, job changes, and so on. Lunar eclipses, unlike the solar eclipses, are connected to conclusions, turning points, endings. This eclipse is happening at 4 degrees of Pisces. So here it's happening in your 8th house, and it's happening the day after Mercury and the Sun Cazimi conjunction in the sign of Virgo. So we've got an opposition to Mercury at this point. Mercury is in the 2nd house of Virgo, and the lunar eclipse in Pisces is in the 8th house. So it's a very intense eclipse because the 8th house is traditionally associated with the energy of Scorpio. So yes, there is intensity, profoundness, and it could be like a turning point kind of energy. This eclipse would have already been activated around July because, of course, the 4th degree of Pisces was the degree that was already activated by the nodes, the North Node, in the month of July. So it could be a continuation of the story that started in July, or perhaps something in connection to an occurrence from July could resurface towards the end of August for you in connection to anything to do with money, not necessarily related to your immediate income, but perhaps some investment, inheritance, government schemes, your intimate life, any partnership you might be involved in, for instance. And of course, it's a turning point, culmination happening here. Realization maybe that, because of course the 8th house is connected to power. If we give away too much power, if the dynamic in relationships are not equal or equally balanced, then those 8th house transits bring it to light, bring more awareness. If you relied too much on others, if you fell into codependency patterns, if, for example, you've been giving away too much of your energy, too much of your power, it will become very much visible during this time. And it could be like a turning point, something needs to change kind of energy, especially since this eclipse will also oppose Mercury. And this could be a time of some major conversations you might be having about trust, about money, about commitments that you're involved in. as well. Now, since eclipses tend to intensify our emotions, our feelings, be careful not to make any financial decisions based purely on your emotions, because you might later regret that. If you feel triggered, maybe give yourself some time to think, especially since at this point Mars is in your 12th house. Remember, the energy is best used when you think independently or in the privacy of your home, of your office, and etc. overall. Now, at the same time, this could be also a time of some news, information, realization, and that may also change a dynamic in a certain partnership that you're involved in or a close relationship, for example, as well. So whatever the scenario, this is the eclipse connected to other people, you and other people, financial commitments, entanglements, emotional ones. There's a turning point, culmination, and something needing a resolution here in this area of life in connection to something that you've been carrying for quite some time, emotionally, financially speaking, that is finally ready to be released. So thank you so much, Leos. I wish you a productive month, and until the next time, bye for now.